Welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 video. Today we are checking out a very special map, and I say very special, well, it's special to me is what I mean, because I have been waiting for a Florida map to come out for Farming Simulator for a very long time, and there may have been some in the past that I might have missed, but that doesn't matter. We're in FS22 now. I have not seen a Florida map until now, and here it is. It is Florida's Emerald Coast, based here in Jay, Florida. Now, as most of you know that have been following me for quite a while, you know that I live in Florida. And now, I will say this, though. When I was thinking of Florida map, this is not quite what I had in mind, but it is still I'll accept it. There's a jet flying over right over there. So if you are familiar with Florida, then you know Emerald Coast is like it's like the panhandle of Florida. So you know Pensacola would be like a big city over there that you've probably heard of before you've actually heard of Jay, Florida. So yeah, it's like north, yeah. I'd say due north from Pensacola. Now I am about 7 hours, 6 hours, maybe away from this particular location in Florida. So yeah, it's drastically different than what I see down here. Now, don't get me wrong; some of the country areas and kind of out in the middle of nowhere do resemble this quite a bit. You know, it does resemble this quite a bit. But yeah, so with that being said, we are hopping on in. And my question is, why does this have a Virginia tag? This is supposed to have a Florida tag, unless it's an option to have different tags. I don't know. We're gonna discover all of that in this video. So what I'm doing here is just checking out this map, seeing what this map has to offer. Now this map is PC only. It is PC only. Okay, because I know I'm gonna get a couple people asking, you know, what map is this and all of that stuff. It's called Emerald Coast, and it is PC only. Right, it is only available on Nexus Mods website, and I will try to remember to leave a link for it down in the description below. And yeah, so there is a massive description for this map, and I'm not gonna read it all. I'm sorry. Um, it is just way too much. But it is created by CCS 101. Is the that is the map author, and yeah, apparently it was southeastern USA for FS23 or FS13. Um, I don't know. Apparently it was like it was released but not released. It was released late for FS15. Converted the map forward to 17. I'm just kind of briefly like skimming over what's going on. Yeah, he's brought it forward basically from 13 up to now, and I'll be honest, I did not know this map was a thing for the other iterations of the game. So you start here. We are in new farmer mode, and I'm actually going to go ahead and just freeze time. Turn the extra time scale on there. Go ahead and freeze the time. And one thing that I can tell you I like already is that there's an added texture of puddles. Now, this is something you definitely see here in Florida quite a bit because we are, you know, a state surrounded by water. Marshy lands, swampy lands, muddy, you know, lands, and all of that. You do see this quite a bit here in Florida. A lot of people, when they think Florida, they think, you know, sunshine, beach, sands, and stuff like that. But believe it or not, there is actually a very substantial amount of farming in Florida. Um, Not just, you know, cattle. If you've ever heard the term Florida cracker, that comes from the cattle ranchers um, cracking their whips and their revolvers, you know, wrangling up the cows and the cattle and everything. But there's also a substantial amount of arable farming in Florida as well. Um, Now, the further south you get into Florida, the more you start to see stuff like sugarcane and plants like uh, uh, I'm drawing a blank, palms, palmetto bushes, palm trees, and stuff like that. Like, there's actual farms for things like that, and flowers, and floriculture, and all of that. So yeah, Florida is not just a vacation state. It is, riddled with farming all over the state. So with that being said, I think we've talked enough here. About 5 minutes at the beginning of just rambling on. Let's go ahead and jump into taking a little peek at this map. Now, I believe it is a standard 4X map. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Or not standard 4X, but and anyways, I think it's a standard size map. So you start down here. You do not, in new farmer mode, okay, you do not start off with owning any land whatsoever. Okay, you own some vehicles, and there we go. It takes a little bit to load in the numbers and lots and everything. But you do start with some vehicles, and we will go over that stuff here shortly. But you start down here in between 18 and 19 with your truck and the abandoned barn. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to follow this main road up. We'll take a look. We may detour off over here real quick. Take a look at this little area. There's another farm right here. So maybe we'll detour over here, come on out, and then detour over here and take a look. So let's hop on in to our wonderful truck. Now, I do not have my steering wheel and pedals and stuff hooked up, so the driving may be a little bit wonky. Also, if it is a little bit glitchy, just bear with me, because I did just load this map in. Now, one thing I want to point out actually real quick while we are here are these signs. All right. You do see this quite a bit. 3320, I believe these are like field markers or something. These aren't the signs that I was thinking of, but it's a good thing to point out. Nice little details. Alright, we're coming down the first dirt road. Don't mind me scraping the fence. I do like the textures of the muddy roadways. I just wish it was actually muddy, you know what I mean? That would have been nice. But, beggars can't be choosers. These are the signs right here that I was thinking about. So, if you wanted to buy this land, for instance, what you would do is you go into your map, buy the land. So, for example, let's go ahead and just give ourselves a bajillion dollars. And let's head on into map view, farmland, all of that stuff. I believe we're down here. Yeah, so like 1819, all right? So let's go ahead and just buy this. We'll go ahead and buy this. It takes a little bit for it to register what's going on here. We'll go ahead and just buy these little plots of land right here. Takes a second for it to register what's happening. So, yeah, now that we own the land, you come up to the sign and click it. Now the sign's gone. Or you can click to bring the sign back. Century 21 is a major realty company here in the state of Florida. I don't know how widespread it is around the country, to be honest with you. But I do know it is a major realty company here in Florida, all over Florida, Century 21. So that's a nice little touch to see some realistic companies brought into some of these maps. Now, obviously stuff like this would need to be changed if the creator was ever to want this to go onto the mod hub. But yeah. So yeah, you can, you buy these lands, you come up and get rid of these signs. Same with this over here. We have this area, another sign right there, and another sign right there. Now, it's important to note that there are no collisions on these signs, and you can, in fact, place buildings and stuff over where these signs were. I do believe you may have to enable the place anywhere function in the build mode, in case it collides with another object or something like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop on into our truck and get down the road just a little bit, and we'll check out the first little farm and go from there. These are some pretty decent sized fields, not too bad. And it looks like each of these fields may have a sign on it. I believe every field is purchasable separately. And then you come into a little muddy area like this. I love the water puddle feature like that. So this right here, I believe, is going to be the compost. Yeah, compost master. So you put your stuff into here. I believe it's going to be honest with you, I don't know. I haven't really looked into this all that much. What does this take? So you could do compost straw, grass, hay, chaff, sugar beet, potato, and sugar cane. Alright, and then it turns it into pre-compost. Now, what can you do with pre-compost? That is a fantastic question because I have no freaking clue. So I don't know if there's any additions in the help menu or anything like that in regards to compost here. Just briefly looking through here, I don't think there is. Typically it would be in miscellaneous or at the bottom under its own section for the map. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a type of fertilizer you can use. So yeah, you get this little storage building right here. Very nice buildings. I do love the look of this. You got a little drive-through storage area right there. You also have this little storage area here, along with something here. Oh, it's a platform going up. If you want to store something up there, then you absolutely can. Looks like you got some firewood areas in here. Very cool, very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. And then right here is your loading area for your compost. Now, I don't know if we're going to go into a super duper detailed overview of every single farm. We're just kind of briefly dropping into these places, doing a little bit of drive around, a little bit different than what I typically do on a map tour. Now, you know, if you know the channel well, then you know that I typically don't do map tours. And that is simply because there are other creators out there that do map tours far better than I do. You know, I just jump in, drive around, take a look at it, and talk. You know, that's it. I don't go into like super detail of, you know, it's X amount of gigs, this big file stuff. You know, I don't really, you know, care too much about bugs and stuff like that. I drop into the map and see it as it is, and that's it. So yeah, we're gonna drive up the main road here. Now here in Florida, you do see these pine farms like this very, very often. Just a bunch of like pine trees and stuff lined up. All right, so here are two more fields again with the signs in it. Very cool touch. I love that. And again, they are non-collision signs, so you can, you know, place buildings down, drive through it. You don't have to worry about your harvester getting all, you know, snagged on it and stuff. So down here, there's a little river and a little island thingy. I want to go take a look at that here in a second. But we have another piece of property down here for purchase. You got these little houses over here off to the side. Very nice touch. Very nice touch. I love the Trans Am or Firebird, whatever you want to call it, in the driveway. Super cool. So yeah, you come down here to another farm. Now this farm looks like it would be a fairly decent starting farm. You got your silos. Obviously, these are top loading silos. You got a little storage coverage area back here. Now I did actually load up and build a farm out in this section right here, just because I was thinking about maybe using this map for something in the very near future. Something that's been in high demand to return to the channel. So, you know, I'll say that and leave it at that. That way I don't spoil the whole thing. But yes, buildings and stuff. Obviously, I don't have the land purchased, so I cannot open the buildings. Here is your cow barn pasture area. I absolutely love this look. Like it's muddy. It's like this is a cow pasture in Florida. Now, obviously, not every cow pasture is as bad as this, but I think the intentions of this farm area was to make things look really run down. Obviously, we do have cow pastures that have quite a bit of grass in them. Um, and then there's like, little sections here and there that are muddy and whatnot, which is, where they go do their business and where they eat their food. Um, yeah, so that is that. Alright, so real quick, I want to take a little peek at this little river retention thing here. This is something you see quite a bit in Florida, is little rivers and retention systems like this. Yeah, so let's head on over here because there is some kind of an island. I don't know what the collectibles and stuff are on this map. I don't have my player speed installed. I was trying to hit turbo mode. So yeah, like these are supposed to. Now these are all obviously willows, but they're supposed to represent cypress trees. Cypress is a big thing here in Florida. Oh yeah, there's a collectible right there. Let's see how much you get for this. $40,000. Okay, well there's a spoiler for you right there, guys. If you want to know where one of the collectibles are for $40,000, that's quite a bit. All right, let's hop on back into the truck. All right, we're coming into town here, coming up to the neighborhood. Then we have the giant co-op right here, the grain sell point. It looks like. What do we have here? The Deep South Granaries and the buy station for anhydrous. So, if you wanted to do anhydrous and stuff, you can do that. And here is the, looks like a little neighborhood over here off to the side, little houses and whatnot. Very nice, very nice. Goodbye. Yeah, super cool. They got the scale house right over there. And looks like some sort of a cow pasture, as well as your anhydrous area over here. Now, like I said, guys, bear with me while things are a little bit glitchy loading into this area. So let's actually buy this section right here. Let's go ahead and buy that. And then we'll go back into map overview. And yeah, this is going to be the cow pasture, one of them. 693 macaronis for that deal. It's a little steep, not gonna lie, but it does already have your buildings and stuff here, so that's very nice if you wanted to do cattle. And it looks like this is an actual grass field, maybe, perhaps. If we hop on into the menu here, we'll go ahead and kick on grass, and yes, indeed, it is registering as a grass field-ish type. So you can come in, cut this, and all of that. The gates are right over here. Very nice, very nice. Big Gigantor gates. Private property, no trespassing, very cool. Both sides open. Is this gate made out of rebar? Looks, I don't know. But yeah, there you go. You have a giant cow pasture and stuff. And if you have like the, realistic animal add-on and stuff, they can graze on this field area here. Let's go ahead and close that up and move on down the road. Down there's just more buildings, houses, and stuff like that. Little farm setups, like this area right here is a farm. Very nice. Got a barn right there. Nice big sheds, plenty of room for activities. Now, I do believe these are the English storage sheds, which is a little unfortunate. I would have liked to see something a little bit more, Florida, U.S. based, which I guess, you know, you can blend these in to, you know, make them look US based, right? But they are definitely part of the British farm buildings packs. And I think for the remaining bit of this map, because this video is already starting to get super duper long, we're going to go ahead and kick into a flyover, and we'll fly over the lake. We'll check out the rest of this little area here. We'll fly on up to the main town area up here. Also, you have some big logging sections up into here. Plenty of open space to do, you know, custom builds and whatnot. So we'll check this out. We'll come back over to main town, and then we'll come back down, check that out, all of this, and you know, we'll make it quick. We'll make it super duper quick, simply because actually I do not have my player speed mod installed, so let me do that real quick. Okay, now that I have superhuman turbo mode in, yeah, here's another farm down here. We'll go ahead and just briefly go through, taking a look at some of these buildings, and did I show this one? I can't remember. Anyways, here's the cow pasture, the lake, and all that stuff. I do like that part of this little lake right here goes into the cow pasture. Very nice touch. Up here, you got some more houses and whatnot. There's this mansion right here. I can't remember. I think that was an FS17 or 19. One of the two. But yeah, there's, you know, cool stuff going on around here. And up here, we have like an empty plot of land right here that you can buy. That's cool. And up here, there are some more farms. Let's go ahead and speed this up just a little bit more. Yeah, some old, rickety-looking rundown buildings. I'm not going to go too into detail about this. I don't want this video to get much longer. It's already super duper long as it is. Got an old abandoned-looking, you know, ran-down farm down here. Very cool, and plenty of land up here to do whatever you would like to do with that, as well as some more fields right here. Let's head on into the main town area. Now, one thing that I want to do is get down low here. Let me drop the speed down just one notch, and let's go ahead and bring that. Actually, let's leave that like that so I can kind of sort of see where I'm going. This, well, I thought it was a dealer, but it's something else. It's an indoor playground. Okay, alright, well, that's interesting. Southern Buffet, you got Tractor Supply over here. You got, looks like the main Century 21 building there. You have a post office, very cool. Some kind of a warehouse, and a laundromat, and, oh, the warehouse. So you can actually buy this warehouse and utilize it. The doors and everything work, the loading docks and all that stuff work. And you can get this warehouse as an independent mod in the mod hub and all of that. Back here, looks like we have the spinnery for your wool sales and all of that, wool and cotton. Alright, now, this is where things get a little bit interesting. Looks like more buildings over here. I don't know if you could actually use these buildings here. But this is a building that all of your equipment is stored in, even though you do not own the land for the building. So all of your stuff is in here. We'll go ahead and get out of flight mode. Go ahead and get our player speed back to normal here. Alright, yeah, here we go. You can open the doors and everything. At least I don't think you own this land. Wow, okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, we made it. We're in. We have a little... What is this? I drink my coffee like Chuck Norris, black and without water. Wow. That is, interesting piece of information. Alright, yeah, so you have upstairs and all that stuff, and then you have your actual equipment out here. Your tractors and headers and stuff. McCormick cotton loader thingy, Demco grain wagon. You got your John Deere equipment here and there, cotton harvester. Cotton is a big thing here in Florida. Yeah, so there is all of your equipment. Let's go ahead and pop this door open so we can get out. Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to go over like all the details here in town. You got the JD dealer over here, and it is super laggy in town. Of course, you got to have the Dollar General. Gotta have the Dollar General, right? Next to the Tractor Supply. Super cool. Um, let's see, what else do we have here in town? Looks like a fire station. Super laggy in town again, guys. Like I said, this is like the first time I'm loading up this map properly and actually going around town, so it is a little bit, weird. Why does this gas station look like it's boarded up? Anyways, alright, yeah, so you have a U-Haul place over here. That's cool. Nice little touches. Typical buildings and production stuff. What do we have over here? Looks like we have some sort of a house being built. Food outlet. Scott's Furniture. Nice. And some more buildings and whatnot over here. Houses. Very cool, detailed looking little town. Very nice. Then, of course, you have your big forestry area up here. Now, there is a little bit more to be seen over this way, so we're going to head over off to this direction. And looks like you got another farm area down here, some more houses that you could buy. So, yeah, like I said, guys, I'm still cashing in all of the textures. And the reason I didn't do this before doing the tour is because I didn't want to spoil things. Got the biogas plant, looks like, and some more warehouses and grain selling points and gas stations and all of that. So that looks like actually one little place over here. Huh. Now there is a section, and I believe this is it right here, that does flood with the rain. Does flood with the rain, and there's other sections around the map that I do believe floods with the rain. So that's going to be interesting to see when that happens. So again, another little farm that can be purchased and whatnot. And yeah, so I think that is going to do it for this one, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. And let me know what you think of the map. And yeah, are you going to be playing on it? With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.